How you doing, everybody? Arcader Zero here. I know I haven't been on in a while. Hope everybody is surviving the pandemic and everybody's healthy and happy, all that kind of stuff. I thought I would talk about instead of movies or arcade games, role-playing games. Something that I absolutely love. Been playing role-playing games since the early 80s, 1980, I think, 79, 80, somewhere around there. Yeah, I know I'm old. But I want to go over some of my favorite role-playing games, some of the more recent modern role-playing games that I love. So I'm just going to start going through them all, give like a little review. Any questions about them, please post them in the comments. Any comments about them, and you know what to do. All right, so first one here is Fate, the Fate core system. This is actually a really friggin' good game, especially for those who like to tell stories. Very easy to pick up, very easy to get started. They have some great rules and interesting concepts about the players actually creating the game. We did this one, which was everybody deciding a post-apocalyptic game. They came up with the villains, the bad guys. There were these people, a religious sect that followed. They thought Playboys, the magazine Playboy magazines, were religious texts, and they were called the Hefts, the Hugh Hefners. It was actually pretty funny, but it was a great game. But once again, Fate is a fantastic system, very like storytelling type system. The dice are a little bit different. You got pluses and minuses on it. I love it. Anyway, great game system. Check it out. It's by Evil Hat Productions. Fate, can't say enough about Fate. And they got tons of supplements and other stuff they can plug into. They got like horror toolkits and everything else. And you can run just about anything in Fate. You see, it's got like a fantasy person. You got like a government agent. You got a karate monkey. Yeah, that's all cool. All right. For superheroes, Icons by Steve Kenson. He's the guy who did Mutants and Masterminds. This is a really freaking great game. First of all, it's not as crunchy as Mutants and Masterminds, meaning there's not a lot of numbers and math for you to do, but it replicates superhero role-playing perfectly. In fact, I use it for a lot of things. I even started translating like 80 superheroes from TVs onto this. It works very well. It borrows a lot from Fate. That's why I presented it second. So it takes some ideas from Fate. It converts almost anything from like the old Marvel superheroes to DC heroes to Mutants and Masterminds. Converts everything easily. I even made up a little conversion table for it. But you can build any type of superhero you want in this thing. I got the hardbound book. I love having the books. It's actually a really nice book. It's not a huge book, meaning big that way, but it's huge with the amount of content that you have in it. So you got tons of content in here. Enough examples, enough powers, and everything to start off. If you find you need more powers, though, get this follow-up book, Great Power. It's like the old Great Powers of books from, I think, Marvel Superheroes. The old TSR game had something like that. And Mutant Masterminds had a big Ultimate Powers guide. This has almost any power that you can think of under the sun. And if you don't have it, you can make it. What I like about Icons is there's a lot of other systems out there, like the champion systems, where you would build a power. And to me, that just didn't give it its own flavor. I have an obvious and accessible focus with a range damage with this type of effect, and I call it this. To me, that just doesn't really scream it. But this has that careful balance in it. Icons does. You know, I want machine control. I got machine control in here. I want super speed. I got super speed. I want suit of power armor. I can make a suit of power armor. Everything's in here. Icons, great system. Highly recommend it. Pick it up, buy the hardcover book. Support the guy who does great work. Now, onto sci-fi. Now, sci-fi, I'm kind of like science fiction or science fantasy, if more people call it that. I'm kind of stuck on two. I think two have tied. First one is the Star Wars games. I have the other ones, but I'll just show Edge of the Empire. these books are really awesome because they're such high quality and there is so much information. Um, Once you get used to the rules, the crunch isn't that bad on it. But everything inside it, all the artwork, and let's see if there's some good artwork. Oh, there's almost great artwork everywhere. Uh, Oops, there we go. I mean, all the artwork is fantastic. The details in the Star Wars universe is absolutely top notch. If you're a fan of Star Wars, this is a great sci-fi. I ran a campaign of this um, where they were a bunch of smugglers, and apparently they had some hot cargo that the Empire was looking for. Turned out to be a great campaign. There was a lot of good story hooks. They were always looking for the best deal to where to port and everything else. And they'd always end up having to do something just to get a cheaper rate to refuel their ship. Great sci-fi. The other one is Star Trek. This is a fantastic game system, and they include so much details. I don't know if you can hear my wife's watching TV in the background. I don't know what she's watching, but it's very musical. There's something's going on. Anyway, um, this is a great game system. It's the 2D20 game system. They've used it in other things. The way they worked it out works perfectly for Star Trek, and also any type of sci-fi like Star Trek, like the Orville, one of my favorite shows. But this is great. What really blew me away about this was the GM screen. The GM screen, it's like an album cover. It's like that size. It's not an album cover, but it's that big. And inside with the GM screen, you get your normal GM screen stuff, all the information to run the game, but they give you cheat sheets to hand out to all your players, and it also has a map of the Star Trek universe. Oh my God, it's like one of the best GM screens out there. But Star Trek Adventures, I highly recommend it. It replicates, the starship battles perfectly. You can play just about any Star Trek race. You might have to buy some extra books or whatever, but they've got a wealth of information on the Borg, everything else to run Star Trek campaigns. Fantastic. Horror. We are going to go to Vampire the Masquerade. Now, I used to play it back in the 90s, and then they came out with another edition, which I do have, but I didn't really run. To me, it just didn't have the same flavor, and I had trouble following it because I was so used to the other vampires. Well, they went back to the old, kind of old school vampires, but they updated a bit. And usually when they update things, I'm like, all right, you update. I'm so used to the other one. All the updates in this are fantastic. They actually improve on the original game 100-fold. The way they have the hunger system for blood. So instead of like, they used to have like these blood points being like a pool. It's like your superhero energy pool. Then you have to regenerate it. No, every time you use a power, you roll to see if you get more hungry. And the more hungry you get, the more you could lose control. Fantastic mechanic for Vampire the Masquerade. Once again, this is high quality stuff. All the let's see, all the art in it is fantastic. Really well done. Modifius did it. I heard they're coming out with other books. I don't know if Modifius is doing the other books, but I hope they do just as good a job as they did with Vampire. I look forward to getting Werewolf and Mage and anything else that they come up with. And of course, for the last one, how can I forget one of the best games, Dungeons and Dragons, the one that started it all for me. This is obviously 5e. It's been out for a while now. My book is pretty well worn because I do run a lot of Dungeons and Dragons campaigns. But what can I say? They perfected Dungeons and Dragons. Some people I know like 3.5, or in other cases they really like Pathfinder. To me, it kind of slows the game down a little bit, especially if you're always dealing with a lot of new people coming into the system. But D&D 5e, to me, they perfected it, and there's tons of materials out for it. And Hero, don't I'm on the thing. See my dog Hero? Can you see him there? Hero, what are you trying to tell me? I don't speak dog. I know. I still don't speak it. You gonna come over here? Wanna be on the video? Come on. All right. All right. See, I got my doggy here. All right. So oh, there's another dog in the background too. I got lots of dogs. All right. Anyway, for role playing games, those are the ones that I recommend. Check them out. What do you guys think of those games? Do you play role playing games? Let me know in the comments. Hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully, life will be getting back to normal soon. I'll get a haircut at some point. You know how it is. Anyway, be safe, everybody. Bye.